9 Rotarians and 6 partners travelled to Wild Deserts Field Station at Fort Grey to carry out a number of projects and tasks. Converting the old workmen's quarters into a schoolroom was a major project. Sewing more heavy-duty bags for handling, measuring and weighing medium-sized mammals such as bilbies, quolls and bandicoots was also an important project to be carried out. Threading the needle proved difficult for some. When in the desert, it's always important to take a photo of sturt peas. Max and Graham were housed in the glamping tents. Once Keith found the ladder, there was no problem for him getting down. For some reason, Ken thought there'd be a shortage of nails, so we had to retrieve every nail that we could find. Keith the dentist, filling cavities. Another important task was to build the animal boxes. These are used mainly for bandicoots. Once the measuring was complete, it was time to cut out the plyboard. Only problem was they didn't know how to start the saw. Saw started, they head towards the drum. Only problem was they forgot it was there and nearly cut it in half. School teacher Margot reading to her pupil Isla. Little Zach starting to read early. These little Tonka toys just can't handle the terrain of the rough desert. One of the most sought out tasks, picking bones and other bits and pieces out of letter wing kite pellets. Reconnecting the irrigation system was left to the water diviners. We can only hope that the new trees planted survive better than the one that's behind them. The banging, sawing and nailing continues.
So do you want to put those up and cut up another one so we can do that bit now?
Well, no, we'll do 4 full ones, and then we can tidy that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though it was a 5:30 AM start on a crisp cold morning, tracking and trapping golden bandicoots was a highlight. To the joy of the trackers, the first trap check contained a female golden bandicoot. Beck and Kat checked out its health status. The next trap checked contained the baby of the mother. All of its details were checked and recorded for the first time. After all the measurements and health checks had been completed, mother and baby were released back into their nest. The baby made a last-ditch effort to escape, but was caught. Another trap contained a male. It was a bit cold and early to be having the family jewels measured. Preparing the tail so that a tracking transmitter can be attached. The helpers collected all of the traps that had been laid out. Transmitter successfully attached, the bandicoot is released. Checking the bandicoot's pouch revealed 2 small joeys.
Just be careful about making noises, just she'll get jumpy up.
How many in there?
So there's 2 in there.
What's the 2 red things?
They're the babies.
Babies.
Yep, there's 2 little jelly beans, so they're probably less than, I'd say they're probably bang on a week old at that size. They're in because it's much easier to manage in the bigger bags. Yep, perfect, and then let go. Their change in body condition, 301. Changes with the age of the animal, and then it gives us a body condition. So we just exclude the toenail and go to the heel. So we've got 42.1. And the other thing I'm going to do is a head length. So that's her head will come out. So we use this adhesive bandage tape. Okay. So sometimes we actually just shave the fur on the tail slightly, and we might do that with some of the males later this morning, but the fin. Second breakfast already. This always happens when I get out here and start trying to process animals. And then we just hold that transmitter up away from the tail, and then the tape sort of creates a nice little nook for everything. There you can see how that sits there like that. That's done. Unless they have some species have what we call an embryonic diapause, where they sort of have another lot ready to go, and I'm actually not sure if anyone really knows if goldens do that.
Kangaroos do, don't they?
Yeah, rock wallabies do, bettongs do, so all the macropods do.
Is he or she?
Hello, baby. I'll have a look in a sec. Sorry, I can get it in a nicer hold in a minute as well, where I've got it ear squashed. I was just trying to, we've got a bit of microchip in this.
Yeah.
It's a female.
Oh, that's exciting.
So can you see there's a teeny pouch here?
Oh, yes.
So that's what we would call a virgin pouch, so brand new for that female.
Have you measured her head yet?
No, I've got to do everything still.
Okay, so I'll get a shot of the head.
Mighty young,
So
but before we
do
do
you
it,
know it's a virgin pouch because it's very small or very
it's
pale
very
pink?
small, very pale, it's really tight.
With hair or skin?
Just with the skin
Just
from the ear.
Ear notch.
Yeah. Look at these little bubby feet.
So fresh and clean.
You're going to really have to downplay this for the rest of the group.
I believe she's so good.
Frankston Rotary were given the honour of naming the new baby bandicoot, and it was named Platinum.
Can't really do this with an adult very easily, but you can do it with a little one.
Get one of these.
But her heart's going, so I won't hold her up.
Yep.
Take it.
Lovely colour.
Everyone got one?
Yep.
The trackers head to a different site.
He's made a proper nest of it. Yeah, well, I don't blame you. I wouldn't get out of there either. Okay, I'm going to have to remove some grass. Is it nice and toasty in there?
Oh, it's like being pulled out of bed, my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's a big pudding, isn't he? Big one,
Yeah, he's a lot
600
bigger.
gram one.
But he's a big male.
Yes, he's burrowing down there. He says, stay away, I'm sleeping.
Do you know what? I might just grab him, Cat, because of all this grass.
You like that?
Oh, dumpy tail. So he arrived like that. He only had a part of his tail.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Fight.
he must have nibbled it off before he came. So yeah, he's all good. He's still got his transmitter babies. I haven't had a good look, but I could
Much
see
to
through
Leanne's
it.
delight, another female bandicoot with joeys.
Oh, Leanne's counting her chickens before they hatch.
We've seen 9 bandicots.
This one come with joeys.
No, no. So they've been born since she was here, and we've got one male.
It's on the teeth, is it?
Mm. See, he's got his teeth in his mouth, so they're still at that size. They're still fused to the teeth. She's actually a bit calm, isn't she? Good job, Cinnabar.
Big digging claws there.
Look at her big long nose. Yeah, you see these? So that's what bilby claws look like.
They're
Little
huge,
diggers.
aren't they? Their claws are enormous.
Good job, lady. Can you see them with all the teeth? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Females have a bit to do with it as well, I think.
Yeah, they do.
14 bandicoots. Oh, look at their little legs waving around like mad.
So what we'll do,
Look at you.
The next trap check didn't contain a bandicoot, but it contained a little hopping mouse.
Unbelievable.
so I'll try and get the tail.
The tail is fabulous. Oh, it's all fluffy on the end. Isn't that cute?
And they've got this, sorry mate, scruff, and then I can show you. They also have this little throat pouch.
Squeak.
It's a bit more obvious in the males, but it's just underneath his chin. Doesn't want to show
So where he
you.
puts the bait. So what does the throat pouch do?
This is actually a female that's recently been mated. You can see
Oh, right.
the vagina. So this is the vagina here, and you can actually see that red bit there. That's what we would call a perforated vagina, which means that it's recently been mated.
Oh, yes.
So rodents have a really short distance between the anus and the urethra, or the cloaca we call it. And yeah, so she might also have some
She's going to add to the population as
bits
well.
in here.
Love the little tail.
Nice little ears too.
Yeah, beautiful little thing.
And so, well, if we just check for any aerial predators, I can just pop her down so you can actually watch them move, because it's really quite impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, gorgeous.
Come on, little lady.
Gonna have a nibble.
They're sort of you can have a poo, orientate themselves. Just thinking about where she's going.
Keith would have been helpful at this point. We arrive back at the homestead to see how all the other work is progressing.
Did you catch him talking to himself?
Little bandicoots will be lining up for it. The banging, hammering, drilling, swearing, advice all continues on the schoolroom. I now know why electricians are called sparkies. This mob had sparks flying everywhere.
How much it helps us, and it's also great for Julie and Chris here, the Von Willer Foundation. They've also been helping us a lot in this project, and particularly in terms of funding. So it's wonderful to sort of show them everything that's been
going on over the last few years, because believe it or not, it was 2019 when the Rotary Club last made their big visit, because COVID got in the way for a couple of years there, and at that time it looked like we were living on Mars. So even apart from the scenery, there's been an awful lot else going on in that time frame.
When you can't get the RACV to come, call Reese.
Not going to get the rim, am I?
No luck here, the tyre just wouldn't come away from the rim. Things are progressing well with the waterworks. Back together using recycled material. The coolabah trees had been grown from seeds planted by Reese. Maybe Keith should have called the RACV. When all else fails, call somebody who knows less. At last a day off, so we all head out to do a site inspection of the project. We hadn't travelled too far before morning tea was called. It was good just to sit down and have a chat.
He does. We've been tracking onto here reliably, but you can see how it's got sort of sticks and leaves, and they've chewed it all. And so this dome is sitting above the cavity, and then they go in and sit in under there.
Yeah, okay.
So do they actually burrow?
Yeah, so they just dig a little bit like they dig for their food.
Just one animal.
But yeah, it might have been a root of something, or sometimes I've seen them go down for spider burrows, so they'll actually dig out the spider burrow, and that's because we also know that other things like geckos live in the spider burrow, so they might dig that out. Frogs, so if they can detect a burrowing frog, they'll go down for those.
Reese explains how the flexor laser operates. When a cat gets zapped, this is how it ends up.
Yeah, around a month, I think.
Del Perro Lookout and Interpretation Area was opened in June 2022. It is situated on the road to Cameron Corner. The desert can be dry and harsh, but in the right times it can also be spectacular. The dog-proof fence is 5,614 kilometres long. The road to Cameron Corner. When we visited Fort Grey in 2019, Lake Pinnaroo was empty. Not so this time.
It goes on the back. Yeah.
Okay.
So you get the hole. Well, we can plug the hole.
It might go somewhere else with another power.
No.
There's only one.
Hang
Yeah.
on a minute.
Let's just put it down.
This is the power line. I can check the power. I'll pull that bracket off and we'll put it on the other side. Pull that off.
So if we put this strip on the other side.
Yeah, we can take the strip off.
The strip's right, so hold it. The hole's on the wrong side. The hole's on the wrong side.
No, we turn it round, the strip's going to be on that side.
Yeah, that's the good side.
Yeah.
And that's the round at the top of the strip. That's how it goes. So that has to go over there. Yeah, that goes over there. Right, so it goes like
Ah, the hole's in the wrong place, not on the wrong side.
Now point up to where
Yeah, that's what he's doing, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm with you.
Do you know how high to raise it? No.
With the problem of the hole being sorted, the project pushes on.
Well, no, there's no point really.
Now, you want me to do a corner? Which one are you doing? Well, I was going to do the top bit up here. Okay.
At last the painting contractors are called in. The skirting boards get a good wipe down and are then painted.
Whistle's coming off. Sorry?
Isla turns up to check out progress of her room, but the noise proves too much.
No, I don't want that one. I want
Painting the undercoat was a very difficult job. After completing the 2 top coatings, the room came up schmicko. Whilst the garden round the homestead looked pretty good, nothing could compare with their garden up in the sand dune. Another desert sunset. Following the recent rainfall, the desert is looking lush and green and the wildflowers are out. The building situated between the main house and shed is the location of the new schoolroom. Also, our project from 2019, the Rotary room, is located in this building. With all the projects and tasks completed, it was time for the group photo. Another project well done by Frankston Rotary.